Welcome to Introduction to Business. This lecture is going to cover Chapter 5, Small Business, Entrepreneurship, and Franchising. Learning objectives include define entrepreneurship and small business, explain the importance of small business in the United States economy, and why certain fields attract small business, specify the advantages of small business ownership, analyze the disadvantages of small business ownership and the reasons why small businesses fail, describe how to start a small business and what resources are needed. Evaluate the demographic, technological, and economic trends that are affecting the future of small business. And explain why many large businesses are trying to think small. Entrepreneurship is the process of creating and managing a business to achieve desired objectives. The entrepreneurship movement has been accelerating. Some entrepreneurs who start small businesses have the ability to see emerging trends. In response, they create a company to provide a product that meets the customer's needs. Technology once available only to the largest firms can now be obtained by small businesses. Micro-entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs who create a business with 5 or fewer employees. Social entrepreneurs are individuals who use entrepreneurship to address social problems. So what exactly is a small business? The textbook's definition of a small business is any independently owned and operated business that is not dominated in its competitive area and employs fewer than 500 people. This is similar to the definition used by the Small Business Administration, an independent agency of the federal government that offers managerial and financial assistance to small businesses. Small businesses are vital to the soundness of the American economy. Over 99% of the U.S. firms are classified as small businesses, and they employ 50% of private workers. They represent 98% of all U.S. exporters of goods and contribute to 33% of the value of these exports. Small businesses fuel job creation and innovation and provide significant opportunities for minorities and women to succeed. Women-owned businesses are responsible for more than 10 million businesses nationwide. Minority-owned businesses have been growing faster than any other classified firms, as well as representing 15% of all small businesses. About 1.8 million net jobs annually are created by small businesses. Many new jobs are also created by big company and small company alliances. 99.7% of all businesses employ fewer than 500 people. Businesses employing 19 or fewer people account for 89.6% of all businesses. Small businesses contribute highly to the innovation and bring significant changes and benefits to customers. For instance, the airplane, auto tape recorder, fiber optic examining equipment, the heart valve, optic scanner, personal computer, soft contact lenses, the internet, and even the zipper were innovations by small businesses. Small businesses are found in every industry, but some areas are especially attractive because they're relatively easy to enter, require low initial financing, and are offer relatively easy ways to target a specific group of customers. Some of these industries include retailing and wholesaling. A retailer acquires goods from producers or wholesalers and sells them to customers. Retailing is attractive to small business owners because it is easy to gain experience and exposure in the field, and financial cost of operating retail stores relatively low. Non-store retailing also offers many opportunities. 2 types of non-store retailing are direct marketing and direct selling. Wholesalers supply products to industrial, retail, and institutional users for resale, or for the use of making other products. Small businesses are successful in wholesaling activities because they are close to final customers and they know how to keep them satisfied. And of course, services. Service providers work for others but do not actually produce tangible goods. The service sector accounts for 80% of the U.S. jobs And many service providers are also retailers because they provide their service to their ultimate customer. Manufacturing. Small businesses can often customize products to meet specific customer needs and wants. The Malcolm Bowridge Award recognizes achievements in quality and performance in businesses and of all sizes. High technology businesses depend heavily on advanced scientific and engineering knowledge. In general, high-tech businesses require greater capital and have higher initial startup costs than do other small businesses. 37% of high-tech jobs are in the small business sector. Sharing economy. The past decade has seen a rise in sharing economy, an economic model involving the sharing of underutilized resources. The sharing economy is often referred to as the gig economy because independent contractors earn income going from job to job. The sharing economy offers opportunities for those who want to be on their own entrepreneurs or want additional income even though they have another job. Some advantages of small business ownership include independence, cost, flexibility, focus, and reputation. We're going to look at them over the next couple of slides. Independence and the opportunity to better themselves are the leading reason why entrepreneurs go into business for themselves. Freedom to work where and when they want is desired by many small business entrepreneurs. Small businesses usually require less money to start and maintain than larger businesses. A lot of times they have friends and family willing to help them on their products, even without pay. Small businesses have the flexibility to adapt to the changing market demands. With only one layer of management, decisions can be made quickly. Small firms can focus their efforts on precisely defined market niche, which is a specific group of customers. It addresses a need that other companies have not addressed. Many firms can develop reputations for quality and service, demonstrating a commitment to customer satisfaction. Some disadvantages of small business ownership: high stress level, high failure rate, undercapitalization, managerial inexperience or incompetence, and inability to cope with growth. And we're going to look at each one on the next couple of slides. Worries about the business, competition, or changing market demands can cause a lot of stress on small business owners. Long work days are fairly normal, and the small business owner has to take on many roles within its own business. There's a high failure rate. There's no guarantee of small business success. Half of all small businesses fail within 5 years. Small businesses fail for many reasons. Poor business management can cause failures. Others include burdens imposed by government regulations, insufficient funds during slow sale periods, and competition from other businesses. The shortest path to failure in business is undercapitalization, which is lacking sufficient funds needed to operate the business normally. Poor management is the cause of many business failures. Just because an entrepreneur has a brilliant vision for a small business does not mean he or she has the knowledge or experience to manage a growing business effectively. Expanding a hobby into a business may work in a genuine market niche exists, but all too often people start such businesses without identifying a real need for the goods or services. Growth requires the owner to give up a certain amount of direct authority, and it can be hard for someone who has called all the shots to give up control. Some small business owners choose to stay micro-entrepreneurs, which operate small-scale businesses with no more than 5 employees. To create a small business, it involves starting out with a concept or an idea. It then involves creating a business plan. Afterwards, the entrepreneur must devise a strategy to guide planning and development. Let's take a look at the business plan. A business plan is a precise statement of the rationale for the business and a step-by-step explanation of how it will achieve its goals. It should include an explanation of the business, an analysis of the competition, estimates of income and expenses, a strategy for acquiring sufficient funds to keep the business going, and other information. The business plan should act as a guide and a reference document. It should be revised periodically to ensure that the firm's goals and strategies can adapt to changes in the environment. Business plans also allow companies to assess market potential, determine price and manufacturing requirements, and refine product selection. After developing a business plan, the entrepreneur has to decide on an appropriate legal form of business ownership, such as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. To make money from a small business, the owner must provide or obtain money or capital to start the business and keep it running smoothly. Financing options include loans, stock, or equity financing. Equity financing occurs when the owner uses real personal assets rather than borrowing funds from outside sources to get started in a new business. Small businesses can also obtain equity financing by finding investors for their operations. They may sell stock in the business to family members, friends, employees, or other investors. Venture capitalists are a person or organization that agrees to provide some funding for a new business in exchange for an ownership's interest or stock. This form of equity financing requires the small business owner shares the profits or control of the business. Debt financing. Banks are the main suppliers of external debt financing to small businesses. The Small Business Administration offers financial assistance to qualifying businesses. Small business owners can look to family and friends as sources for loans of long-term funds or other assets. The amount of a financial institution is willing to loan depends on its assessment of the venture's likelihood of success and the entrepreneur's ability to repay the loan. The owner is often required to put up collateral, a financial interest in the property or fixtures of the business, to guarantee payment of the debt. The small business owner may also have to offer some personal property as collateral, such as a home, in which case the loan is called a mortgage. Financial institutions can also grant a small business a line of credit, which is an agreement by which the financial institution promises to lend a business a predetermined sum on demand. Small businesses may also obtain funding from the suppliers in the form of trade credit. Suppliers allow the business to take possession of the needed goods and services and pay for them at a later date in installments. Occasionally, small businesses engage in bartering, trading their own products for goods and services offered by another business. Some community groups, state or local agencies sponsor loans, especially to minority business people or for development in certain areas. Starting from scratch versus buying an existing business. Buying an already existing business has the advantage of providing a network of existing customers and suppliers. However, the entrepreneur must deal with the problems that the business already has. A license to sell another's product or use another's name in business, or both, is a franchise. The company that sells a franchise is a franchisor. The purchaser of a franchise is called a franchisee. The franchisee acquires the rights to a name, logo, methods of operation, national advertising, products, and other elements associated with the franchisor's business, in return financial commitment, and the agreement to conduct business in accordance to the franchisor's standards of operations. The initial fee to join a franchise varies greatly. In addition, franchisees must buy equipment, pay for training, and obtain a mortgage or a lease. The franchisee also pays the franchisor a monthly annual fee based on the percentage of sales or profits. Some examples of franchisees include Supercuts, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, and Planet Fitness. Some advantages of franchising. Franchising allows franchisees the opportunity to set up a small business relatively quickly, and a franchise outlet often reaches the break-even point faster than an independent business would. This is because of its association with an established brand. Management training support is included, brand name appeal, standardization of goods and services, national local advertising programs, financial assistance, proven products and business formats, centralized buying power, site selection and territorial protection, and then there's a greater chance of success. Some disadvantages of franchising. The franchise fee and profit sharing with the franchisor. You have to adhere to their strict standardized operations, restrictions on purchasing. There's a limited product line. There is a possibility of market saturation and less freedom in the business decision. The practice of franchising first began in the United States in the 19th century when Singer used to sell sewing machines. The concepts of franchising grew especially rapidly during the 1960s when it expanded to diverse industries. There are many organizations that exist to help small businesses. The Small Business Administration has the Small Business Development Center, Services Corps for retired executives, Active Corps for executives, and small business institutions. There's college courses and seminars, Chambers of Commerce, and the U.S. Department of Commerce. The national publications, weekly business journals, and newspapers. Advice from other small businesses, networking, building relationships, and sharing information with colleagues is vital for any business person, not just small business. Incubators are organizations created to accelerate development and success of startup organizations. Some trends we have seen. The baby boomer generation, which is born between 1946 and 1964, is wealthy and aging, but not actively pursued by small businesses. Another market with huge potential for small business is the millennials, or Generation Y. And these are born between 1981 and 1997. They shop frequently and spend lavishly. The generation after the millennials is called Gen Z, which accounts for 61 million people in the United States. This group, which is starting to enter the workforce, tends to seek a fun, flexible work environment. The growing number of immigrants living in the United States represents another potential market for small business. Immigrants represent about 17% of the population. Some technological and economic trends. Technological advances have opened many new markets to small business. Technology has enabled a substantial growth of entrepreneurs working out of their homes, known as home-based businesses. Small businesses can react quickly to change in the economy. Economic turbulence provides opportunities and threats. Changes in the communication technology can allow small companies to customize their services quickly for international customers. Deregulation of the energy market and interest in the alternative fuel and in fuel conservatorship has spawned many new small businesses. The success and competitiveness of small businesses have led many large corporations to take a closer look at what makes their smaller rivals tick. Many large corporations are focusing on downsizing. This process involves the reduction of management layers, corporate staff, and work tasks in order to make the firm more flexible, resourceful, and innovative like small businesses. Many companies are trying to instill a spirit of entrepreneurship. In major corporations, entrepreneurship are employees who take responsibility for the development of innovations of any kind within a large organization. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this lecture. If you do have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me.